Today begins the rehearsals for Goodbye Paris. And my roommate, Danish, what's up? Who has also been cast. We are beginning rehearsals today for the workshop of the new Canadian musical Goodbye Paris by, what are John and Paul's last names?
Paul Ledoux, John Roby.
Say that on camera.
John Roby and Paul Ledoux.
Yes, the composers and lyricists and are they? I guess they're both lyricists and I think they're lyricists together. Do that. John composes and Paul writes, I think.
Yeah, John's composer and Paul's the career.
Yeah, we're about to make our way to rehearsals. We've got a pit stop to make before we get to the rehearsal space. But it's exciting. I got permission from the artistic director of the workshop to vlog the whole thing. He talked to the writers and the director, and Ida Holmes is the director, and that's gonna be really exciting. And yeah, I thought I'd vlog I'd vlog the next few weeks and have some fun while we're at it. Ready to go, Danish? So I'm thinking this will be like a weekly series where there's 4 weeks of rehearsals and workshopping, so I think I'll make a vlog for each week. I don't know how much I'll vlog the first week or even the first 2 weeks, just because it's a lot of getting to know everyone and starting to work on everything, and I don't feel the most comfortable just shoving a camera in people's faces. Ooh, there's a big puddle here. So just this first week and maybe in the second, there might not be a lot of vlogging footage, but hopefully in the last 2 weeks there will be. For this first week, which is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because we started right on May 1st, we're doing a lot of vocal rehearsal. So we got our script, we all kind of met as a cast. We met director, Ida. Well, I mean, I guess everyone had met Ida before. I hadn't really met Ida. I was off I had some auditions in Toronto during the callbacks for this, so I sent some video stuff and some video audition material for the role. Everyone kind of we all met and spoke with each other and said, hi, my name is this, I'm playing this role, and I'm playing the character Robert McAlmont in this play. And so we sang through some music, and John was there, John Roby. John is the composer, and one of the two lyricists. I did confirm, it's if you look at the sheet music, it says at the top there, composed by John Roby and words by Paul Ledoux and John Roby. So they worked on words together. And yeah, so that's today, and that's what the next 3 days are going to be. Our music director, Daryl, has been taking us through from start to finish, just songs. We got through the opening, the finale today. We got through a song called Tickle Me. We got through another song called Nightingales of Paris. We got through a bunch of different songs. And we're going to go over some more ensemble work tomorrow, and then some more individual song stuff on Friday, I'm pretty sure. Then on Monday, we start blocking and we start choreographing and all that kind of fun stuff. So it's gonna be an intense couple weeks, but it's exciting. It's been a while since I've worked on a show this actively and rehearsed this frequently, and I missed it. This is so much fun. Oh, it's so much fun already. I've gotta go over my music for tonight before I go to bed. And also, if you've seen other videos on my channel, especially the escape role poetry videos, I talk about how I grew out the beard for the role, because when I first met with the costume designer and she was doing my fitting, she mentioned, oh, we're not sure if you're gonna have a mustache, because McAlmont, in some pictures we have of him for reference, he had a mustache. So we'll talk to Ida, we'll talk to the director, and we'll see what's up. And the assistant costume designer told me this evening, no, you're gonna shave. You're clean shaven. It was requested you were clean shaven. You have to be clean shaven. So I'm gonna go shave my beard right now and be clean shaven for the first time in just over a month.
Do you want to, introduce yourself?
I'm John Roby. I'm the composer and co-author, in some respects, of Goodbye Paris, a new musical with Paul Ledoux.
You're a jazz musician yourself.
Yeah, I guess. There are people who argue with that, I think, but yeah, no, I love playing jazz, so yeah. I started out as, a guitarist and a bassist, really, in rock bands, and then sort of blues, and then sort of bands with horns like Chicago-esque. But at the same time, I would be sort of playing in my father's Dixieland band, bass with that, and sort of not doing it because I wanted to do it, because he wanted me to do it. and at the time I was sort of going, it was sort of, I didn't really enjoy it that much, but now I realize it's been a huge influence on my entire life in terms of the music I like and the music that, because it led me into, great pianists like Fats Waller and James V. Johnson and all those great Harlem great players. I mean, my dad was a doctor, but he made his way through university by playing drums and swing bands, and he was a pretty good drummer. My older brother was a good piano player and bass player and guitarist, and my older sister studied music and was a classical pianist and founded the choir at King's University in Halifax.
Fair.
And so it's a musical family. There's a lot of stuff going on. There was a piano, a grand piano, and a full set of drums and a bass up in the living room in the upstairs, and there was an upright piano and like electric guitars and electric basses and drums in the basement. So there was, and great players would drop by, and because they knew there was all these instruments here, and then they would just drop in and play a few tunes, and so I got to be exposed to all these different people. If there wasn't a bass player there, then they'd say, John.
Hop on over, yeah.
I guess my training has always been, well, not really any training at all, mainly just kind of doing it.
I guess you've composed other things besides Goodbye Paris. Like, when did you start working with composing of?
I started, I was writing shows, like in my 20s. I wrote, musicals for Neptune Theatre in Halifax, a bunch of them down there. Then I came to Toronto. I wrote a musical with George F. Walker called Rumors of Our Death. Then I've written 4 musicals with Raymond Story. The first one was called Country Corral. Katie Lang was in the first production. Then we wrote Girls in the Gang, which won a whole bunch of Fedora Awards, won for Best New Musical. And then we did a big show with 45 people, and I don't know how big the band was, 9 maybe, called The Dreamland that Ray and I wrote, which was huge hit. Another the show we wrote with Paul called Hot Flashes.
Oh, so this isn't the first one you two?
Yeah, no, we did a little show. It's just, I think, 3 people in the cast and a piano player. And we were just kind of commissioned to do it by a beautiful resort in Nova Scotia. And Paul and I are both from Nova Scotia, so we have a lot of connections down there. And so we wrote that show. And when we did that show, and then and then we, as you do with shows, you go, well, it was good for the first time up, and people liked it, but we could make it better. And so we kind of rewrote it and, changed some stuff in it so it would be stronger. And then it had a good little run around Southern Ontario and just the little sort of summer theaters, because it was just that kind of a little summer kind of show. I said, that was a little show. I said, let's write a big show, which is what this is. And so we actually spent quite a while talking about what we were going to write about. And we landed I had this book, That Summer in Paris by Morley Callahan. And it's about his wife going over on his honeymoon. And anyway, we were just, we got it sort of, we thought these are great characters, and it's sort of, about a Canadian guy who's like in this world that is kind of beyond him, But then, then we thought, there's another Canadian guy, Bobby Glasgow, and Memoirs of Montparnasse, which is a much racier book. And I said, well, Paul, I think there might be, maybe some more fun in Buffy's book, because, everybody's screwing everybody, and it's a lot of fun.
It's a little wild of a story.
And so, and it's really bohemian, He started reading, reading, Geniuses Together by McCallum and Kay Boyle. We used to have a character called Bricktop. A black woman from Chicago who went to Paris, which I think she was maybe 17 or 18. She was a singer. And someone said, oh, come to Paris, and I've got a club you can sing in. And she got to the club, and, the clubs in Paris are like, they're basically rooms, right? And so she was really disappointed. And as soon as she could make some money, she opened her own place, and it was a big place. And it was called Bricktops. And everybody went there. Like all the people in this play went
Yeah.
there. And Cole Porter was a regular. Cole Porter was a very good friend of Bricktop's. So the opening number is a piece I wrote for an album with Doug Riley and Talia Rayma, and it goes something like this. Something like that.
All these jazz musicians, is that kind of, because that was such a prominent style of music back in the 20s, that's what led you to use jazz music for Goodbye Paris? Or?
Yeah, well, it's. I would say it's almost the other way around. I mean, in the old days, if someone would call me up and say, "Will you write a musical or something?" and I'd say, "Yeah," but now I go, "Let me write something that I have a strength in, something that I actually, I've through my life I've learned a lot about, and so." At one point we were talking about doing a show that was taking place around 1900. But I said to Paul, I said, 20 is way more interesting for me because it's the jazz musicians were in Paris.
Yeah.
And I said, I know a lot about 1920s, 30s, music and and Django Reinhardt and there was a whole jazz movement that came out of the Roma, the Gypsy people, did that sort of crazy minor jazz and we have a lot of that in the show. When we get the real band, you'll be hearing chunk on the guitar. And,
That'll be exciting.
And all that sort of stuff. Yeah, so it's and as you see, as we work it through, I mean, it's hardly finished. We're kind of like making changes and doing stuff.
I mean, workshop. So.
Yeah, and so, and every day it's only the second day, and I'm coming in here and I've learned so much about the show already,
It's fun seeing you and Daryl kind of, like, just when we're learning the songs, it just kind of bounce back and forth. Well, what if we did this? Well, what if we did that? And then I don't know, just how little things are changing, but it's doing so much.
Yeah, well, because, I look at the bottom of the page and it says, August 2005 or something, and I go, well, it's so long ago. And I look at the score and I go, why? I mean, I like to think I've gotten better.
Yeah, I mean, it's 14 years. I imagine you've gotten...
And I look at that and I go, I probably would write that differently now.
Is each a member of the band getting their own set of, I guess,
Yeah, basically there's a full score which has a staff for each person in the band, and then from that you generate the parts for them. There's still stuff to be worked out. I mean, there's, I have the list in my brain of things that still have to be written, Not songs, but there's a lot of incidental music that we said there that's not there yet. So there is work to be done. I sort of came from the blues, so
Okay, day 2 is done. Day 3 is tomorrow. It was really cool talking with John today about the whole music of the process. And now for the rest of my night, I am going to be going over songs we learned today and yesterday, cleaning up and trying to get all my parts down. There's some tough stuff. There's one note, the very last song. It's called, not very last song, but the duet between myself and my character, Robert McCallum, and the other character, the leading lady of the show, Kay Boyle. It's called Goodbye Paris, named after, you might recognize that name from the title of the musical. And we got some really fun harmonies at the end, playing with some really nice chords, and we've got a nice long held note we sing at the very end. Let's see if I can remember it. G A B C. Goodbye. Okay, singing. Goodbye. Yeah. So I'm here. I'm here. Yeah, I'll turn the volume up. I'm here. Oh, that's a little loud. I'm here. K is here. So it goes. Oh no, that's not where I am. I'm. Goodbye. I think that's where we are. I don't really play piano. I can kind of say. Oh, I can kind of sight read. I'm pretty sure that's where it is. I have it recorded on my phone, which I'm filming on. So I will listen to that to confirm I'm playing this right. But it's this really pretty chord of. And we just sustain that with lots of pretty piano playing. So I'm gonna go over all that, and then tomorrow is our last rehearsal for the week, and then we have our weekend, and we start back up on Monday. All 3 days of music rehearsal are done. We're now on to our weekend before we start into choreo and blocking and all that kind of fun stuff on Monday. We did a full sing through of the score this afternoon. Everything minus one song that my character Mac Alman sings a cappella that we just haven't gone over yet. And it was a lot. It was a lot. I got a lot of work to do this weekend. There's a lot of really fun but complicated notes I gotta hit. So other than work, that will be what I spend my weekend doing, just singing through music. This weekend I spent time working on my music like I had planned to. I also went through and completely reorganized my books so that the sheet music sits between the script pages. It was recommended by Daryl, our music director, to do so. That would be easier when we're doing our read through tomorrow to have our sheet music kind of spread between the scenes and the scripts, just because we'll also be singing. I'm pretty sure we're also singing. I got all my lines highlighted and I've started making notes inside the script and on the sheet music, and it's good. I'm gonna spend a little more time tonight. There's some harmonies, there's some harmonies between Kay and myself in a number called Publisher of Paris, and I'm still feeling real shaky about the Goodbye Paris harmonies and stuff like that, and so I gotta go through that a bit more. And there's a song called Hungover Cafe, where McAlman starts it off, and he just, have mercy, another morning, another morning. Yeah, he riffs and dances all throughout the melody, and it's there's some really finite jumps he makes, so I gotta work on that a bit more. Week 1's complete, and week 2, here we come. Let's start choreo and getting this on our feet. Donish keeps saying, I'm done reading. Oh, my tea's ready. Donish's like, I'm done reading. I just want to get on my feet now. I just want to start doing it. I need to start seeing what's happening. So that's what's happening tomorrow, Donish. Tomorrow we start seeing what's happening.
All right, brow pencil. Leave it.
What have you done to my face?
You want to see yourself?
Kinda, yeah.
Hold on. This cinematic ass shot.